Long time no speak.
Oh, years.
I've missed you.
Oh,
I've missed you.
Long, too long.
We are here to talk about your future. Now, a little birdie has told me that this might be the final year for Belinda Granger, professional triathlete. Confirm? Deny?
No, it is. I remember, I've been saying it, I remember when I was like 36, 37 saying, no, I want to get to 40. I'll go to 140. Once I hit 40, I'll retire.
40 years of age?
40 years of age. And then 41 came along and I was still going and I said, next year. And then for a couple of years it was next year. But then I finally decided at the end of last year, and it wasn't because I was tired or burnt out, that I would have one more good crack at it this year.
Yeah.
So I'm currently 43, turning 44 in November. And really, at the end of the day, I'm not retiring because of age. At all. I'm going one more year because that's what I feel like I want to do.
Yeah.
That I want to give it one more good crack for one more year and then change the scenery.
Yeah.
So when I said, I'll always be involved in triathlon, always, it's a part of, a huge part of Justin's and my life. So we will never give that up. I'm just simply giving up racing professionally. Yeah. And I think someone today asked me if I would go back to racing age group. No, when I retire from racing triathlon, I'm retiring from racing triathlon.
Yep.
So there's no chance of me going back as an age grouper ever. You might see me do the odd team for a charity.
Yep.
So, for example, at Challenge Roth, they often have charity teams, so I'd be in for that for sure.
Yep.
But, yeah, at the end of this year, no more racing professionally in triathlon for moi.
All right. Yeah. You heard it here. So, okay, before we talk about retirement, let's talk about the rest of this year then. So, start of the year, or the first race is Challenge Bateman's Bay, which is tomorrow, but by the time this airs, it will be afterwards. What's the next? You're on 49 iron distance races, right?
Yes.
So what's number 50?
Right, number 50 will definitely be Challenge Taiwan, which was on for the first time last year, and I absolutely loved it. The guy that runs the race, Michael Dust, is an amazing man, and the effort that he put into that first year's race, I just know that this year's going to be even better. So I can't wait to return there as defending champion. And that'll be number 50. So I think we're going to have a bit of a party before, during and afterwards, of course. And true Belinda style.
Yep. I have seen you party a lot.
Oh, man, I'm getting too old for that. No, just joking. Never too old. So, yeah, that will be number 50. So I'm quite excited about that because this is from a person who said back in 1996, which is when Justin did his first Ironman Hawaii, and I was over there, and I distinctly remember being on the sideline cheering him on for the run and being very excited because it's Hawaii. And Justin's first time, and someone said, oh, you're going to do one of these next year? And I'm like, absolutely not. Why would I give up this? Spectating's the best fun ever. I said, Ironman's for crazy people. Not into it. I'll never do it. So it's quite funny that now I'm on to number 49, about to do number 50 in April. But, I think I've overtaken Justin, so I've actually done more.
In more ways than one, you've overtaken Justin.
Yeah, of course. I've done more Ironman distance races than Justin has, which I never thought was going to be possible. So, it's quite exciting, and I still love it. So even though number 50, where I'll go from there, we'll see. We'll just play it by ear and see how Challenge Taiwan goes.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure my last race will be Challenge Phuket. It's no secret, or Laguna Phuket. It's no secret that's my favourite race of the year. I'm not necessarily saying it's the most important race of the year, but it is my absolute favourite. I think this year, if I get invited back, it'll be number 12. So I'll have raced that race more than any other race ever. So, I've done Challenge Roth 10 times. I've done Ironman Australia 10 times. But if I return to Phuket this year, which I'm planning on doing, that'll be number 12. And I've raced that race more than any other race in my career. So that's got to show you something. It's just the best fun. So I couldn't think anything better than to retire in Phuket. And, of course, it has one of the best after parties on the planet.
That would be one hell of a party this year.
It will be. It's going to be hard to top because it's pretty bloody huge every year, so it'll be very interesting. But yeah, it'll be good. Good way to go out.
So, okay, so let's say going into these races, you've still got a few more this year. Are you in the back of your mind, are you thinking this is my last roll of the dice at this particular event? Like, is it something that comes into your mind, or are you still pretty much approaching most races like you always have, same sort of mindset, same sort of? I remember actually in one interview you said, I don't have the what did you say? I don't have the mongrel or that lion in me anymore. I'm more of a pissed off pussycat.
Yeah, definitely. You know, as we were saying before, you know, like when I was talking before about some athletes give it everything every race. I do. I still turn up every morning before the start, ready to give 100%.
Yeah.
But I would be lying if I didn't admit that if I'm running along to, like, in a race, for example, tomorrow in Challenge Bateman's Bay, and I'm coming fourth and I'm happy with that, then I settle.
Yeah, okay.
And I admit it. Look, I've always been one to tell the truth. I don't lie about things. I don't turn up to races and give you 100 excuses on why I might not race well.
Yeah.
You know, I race with what I've got on the day.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or otherwise. And so, and back in the day where I would not be happy to settle for fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
You know, it was you go for number one every time. Now I'm a little bit more relaxed, and if I'm satisfied with fourth because I think the girls that are in front of me are better athletes, then I'll settle. But that doesn't mean that I don't try to race as hard as I can. But I don't have that absolute mongrel that I used to have many, many moons ago.
I love it. Speaking of excuses, like when athletes make excuses, let's say, for example, they'll make an excuse because they're carrying an injury. One thing that has been so prominent in your career is that you've never really and truly been injured. What do you attribute that to?
Quite a few things, and that's probably why when I go to press conferences and athletes start saying, oh, but I've got a bit of a niggle, this and that, I'm like, I don't understand it, because if you turn up to race, as I say, you race with what you got on the day, I don't want to hear your excuses, or I don't want to hear that things aren't 100%, because if they're not 100%, then don't race.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that people don't race with injury, but I just don't think you need to start making excuses before the day's even begun. Wait and see how it goes. But the reason I think I've had such longevity in the sport, in that I rarely get injured, and if I do, it's more a niggle. I wouldn't even say it's an injury. You know, I might have a day off training, and I don't get sick, is because I've always had good balance and food, everything in moderation. There's so many crazy diets out there, and athletes are getting caught up in them all. You know, gluten-free, dairy-free, low-fat. You can't eat sugar. You can't eat this. Pretty soon, you know, you'll be eating grass off the ground. That'll be the only thing we're allowed to eat. And it's like, I look at these people, and okay, don't get me wrong, I know there are legitimate people out there that have food allergies, and they're legit. You know, we know Rebecca Hodgkin is a celiac, and Christy Sims is a celiac, and that's legit. And since they've taken it out of their diet, they've gone like 10. They've changed. They're going so well. And I know there are other people that have intolerances to certain things. However, for a lot of us, we have nothing wrong, and if you just abide by the old motto, everything in moderation, so not too much bread, not too much gluten, not too much protein, and just have a little bit of everything, then that's the motto I've followed all my life, and I truly believe that's why I've never had a stress fracture. In the 24 years I've been racing, I've never had a stress fracture in my life, and I don't get sick. Every now and again I might get a bit of a cold. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had the flu. And it's because I eat well. I eat everything in moderation. There's nothing that I won't let myself have every now and again. And I get plenty of sleep. For me, sleep's the key. I know a lot of athletes struggle with sleeping in. I don't. I can sleep till 12, no problem. And I think my body tells me when it needs time out, because I'll wake up in the morning and my eyes won't want to open. And so there's days when I'll sleep 12 hours straight. And that's all I need. It's my body, like a hibernating bear. It's my body telling me, no, we need to back it off. I let my body do it, and then I'm right as rain for the next couple of months. So
that's because you're pretty old though now as well.
Yes, I need my sleep. You know, I'm like a newborn. Gone back to those days where I need 18 hours. No. But I just get frustrated, and you know, there's people now that are training for Ironman distance racing that have, you know, trying to train their body to burn fat. So they're going out on these rides and not eating anything. And wondering why they, one, self-implode halfway through, and then for the rest of the week can't do a thing. Or they end up injured, or they end up sick. And it's like, because you're asking your body to do the impossible. It's not fair. So, you know, I'm not saying you can't do these fat-burning rides or training sessions, but they're sessions you need to do on your own, so that you're keeping within a specific heart rate at the right intensity.
You're not redlining in a group session.
Exactly, and it just, And you know what? It's always the brightest athletes that make the dumbest mistakes.
Yeah.
I've got so many people that I train with, and they are bright, intelligent, professional athletes, and they just keep making these silly mistakes over and over again. And I just want to get them and say, what are you doing?
Trying to find those little 1%ers, right? Yeah.
And we all are. Hey, we all are. I mean, even at my age now, at 43, I know there's going to be no physical increases in my performance. It's just not going to happen. So, of course, I'm looking for other areas where I can improve things.
Yeah.
And one of those things is I know that if I get really good recovery, then that's my thing. That's what helps me the most.
Yeah.
If I eat good food and just knowing when to back it up. I love a glass or 5 of red wine, and I love my chocolate. But I know that
I love having a glass of red or 5 with you.
Oh yes, exactly. We do it well together.
We do.
But I know that if I have a serious race coming up, then that needs to be backed off big time, and I make sure I do. And if I don't, then I pay the price. I go to the race and I have a shitty race because of it. So I know, well, you made the decision to have that bottle of wine last week, so you're going to pay the price.
I love that you've gone from a glass of 2 to like a bottle or 2. But what about, have you done a lot of strength training as well? Throughout your career?
You know, I think, to tell the truth, what set me up from the very start is I did gymnastics from the age of 10 till about 18.
Yeah, okay.
And that's strength training in itself.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think biomechanically I'm very sound. I don't have any, even though, my running is not particularly attractive to watch. Biomechanically I'm quite sound. I don't overpronate, I don't supinate.
Okay.
But I do think that having done gymnastics all those years has given me a really strong core.
Yeah.
And
best abs in the business.
Set you up for everything.
Yeah.
So at the end of every season I take a break. When I get back into it, I do quite a lot of strength training in the gym, specifically in the gym.
Yeah.
And I still do quite a lot of SE work on the bike all year round.
Yeah.
But other than that, not much at all. And I just think that I've set myself up well by having that background in gymnastics.
Yeah.